What's up, friends? This is Manni and welcome back to the continuation of what happens after you defeat CEL 240, the IBIS CEL weapon, okay? In Armored Core 6, we're about to defeat him here. That was the last video we've done where I had a real struggle with. This was the most difficult boss I had to face in the game. Also because my setup was not perfect for it, but I didn't want to use the pile bunker anymore. Because every time I used it, things were just too easy. So I wanted to spice up things and make something different. And that's why this was quite a struggle for me. So if you haven't yet, check out the video last time. But here's the continuation after you defeat him, or it. What will happen then, right? And what happens is the IBIS Corporation is right after us. So, well, here comes the move. Bam. We were basically pretty weakened from the fight with IBIS. And also didn't expect that move. And there's some EMP thing happening right next to us that was shot from V7 Snail, who captured us. That's basically what the continuation is. And what does that mean for us? I guess we're gonna find out together in this video. Alright, so what a cool weapon is that, by the way? It looks like a needle stun launcher, but it didn't really impact or explode on impact. It is more like a delayed detonation. Yeah. All right. So they took us. Let's not forget the Hound's Master Either is a really nasty message because they're also going to attack and capture Walter. And that is a problem. Now, we've gotten the money here from our mission, but that is something we can't really make good use of. Oh, and also we got the Moonlight Blade in the previous video. No, actually, the video two videos before that. We've gotten the Moonlight Blade. So if you want to know where to get this, check out the video with the Remember These in the thumbnail. Anyways, IBIS seized control over the coral, because we were easy to defeat. IBIS was already destroyed, and they basically took out the entire city and even part of the planet immediately because of all the occupational force they have now. And they even seized more experimental weapons such as the IBIS and other sea weapons that are still inside that compound or in that plant. So basically they have an enormous technological advantage now on Rubicon 3 and basically, well, control everything from this point on. So they claimed the towering coral siphon. That's this giant structure here over under which we fought the IBIS weapon. And this is where they get so much technology from now. And that thing is, by the way, is much bigger than it looks like on these pictures here. This is actually how big it is. You see the planet down the orbit, and this thing extends far into orbit, into space. Vascular plant. Pretty crazy, man. Anyway, so a lot of story that is unfolding here, and you guys kept telling me that I should focus a little more on story, get you guys informed of what's going on, what's the background, and so yeah, I listened to you, and we'll explore some of the added options. Now, this is what happens after we've been taken.
I have found a message addressed to you.
A message addressed to us from Handler Walter. All right, let's see what he's telling us before he got taken, which we will find out later. He calls it a request from a friend, but he corrects us. No, it's actually right from him.
You know what hidden dangers lurk within the coral. The fires of IBIS should have wiped the coral out, but it survived, gathered, and it's been steadily multiplying ever since. Now the coral convergence is growing at an exponential rate. Eventually, it'll spill out from Rubicon and contaminate space itself. The coral must be burned, 621. Even if that means reigniting the fire that scorched the stars. This isn't an order. It's a legacy.
Yep, there we go, ladies and gents. We came here originally to get some of that coral. And now it seems the only option we have left if we want to save this planet and potentially even the galaxy, we have to burn the coral. We have to ignite a mass explosion. So let the cinders burn, he says. Which again reminds us so much of the Soul series, right? So yeah, one last job for us, find your freedom. That is what Handler Walter tells us. And that is really cool. Now, the thing is, we're waking up. As you know, we are an augmented human. We're not strictly only this Raven robot that we're piloting. And so we're now basically waking up in this outsourced old AC that is like not really very good, but it's the best we've got. We need to use this to escape now. And that is what happens after you defeat the IBIS weapon. So let's do this. That mech is really not powerful. It's super old technology, it won't have a lot of boosting power, it even has only half the amount of HP. If you were to go into PvP combat with this mech, with other players, you would be pretty chanceless. Almost regardless of what the enemy is using, you're probably chanceless. We have one big boom on our left shoulder. The right shoulder has absolutely no weapon. The right hand has an incredibly weak SMG, and the left hand has some kind of targeting disruptive cannon or grenade that basically puts up a mist of smoke, and within that people lose their targeting system, including us. So we can use that against the enemies here, or the MTs that are trying to, you know, guard this sewers level, and see if we can escape, or maybe even fight. And fight we do. Of course I'm taking on this giant MT that would even be difficult to fight with a regular mech, but with this thing here, it's just a freaking end boss, man. Seriously, look at this thing. I'm just giving it everything I've got. I'm hitting him while he's stunned and stuff, but man, he's just not taking damage. I have to, of course, make sure not to get hit by his triple Songbird grenade cannons he's got up there. By the way, can I please also get that weapon? Seems pretty sick to have a triple Songbird up there. Yeah, we're still working on getting him staggered again. He is guarding an item, so that's why I am doing this. I see there's something juicy that I want, and I decided that it's worth it. It's worth fighting him for it and trying to get it. Even though it takes forever to do this, because my weapons simply do no damage. That weapon, that grenade launcher that disrupts the targeting system, I don't need to use it, because it seems when I do this, he just won't be able to get me in line of sight. I'm just going around him faster than he can turn. So yeah, here we go. He's almost staggered now. And that gives me a chance to hit him really hard with the grenade cannon that I have and just do a massive amount of damage. But even after that, he's still there. Still not taking a lot of damage. So annoying. But yeah, eventually, we get him out of the way. And again, this is a fight that you're probably not supposed to do. They literally tell you to avoid combat in this mission. And then I found it's not really a new weapon that we're getting here. It's a video record and it's testing new components and stuff. But if you want to, like, if you were to complete do a 100% run of Armored Core 6, then I guess you want to get that info log as well. And you see here we're barely able to get up this thing here because we just have so little boosting energy. And it doesn't really get easier from here. And I restarted this checkpoint here so we can take a better path, just in case you were wondering why we got this repair kit back, or the health. Alright, so I'm trying to dodge most of these enemies by going up here to the right. But unfortunately, the map even has over there a lot of enemies. But what is going to be really interesting in a minute is how we end this map. Because we're actually going to be quite overpowered later, but something is going to happen that prevents us from dying. Somebody's coming to our aid, okay? So yeah, stay tuned. It's going to happen anytime now. Oh man, he just hit me with his big boom cannon. Alright, gotten rid of him. Let's move further. It's also interesting the communications that are taking place when they notice us, when they say, wait, it's Raven? Oh no, and then they're kind of scared because they know how powerful Raven is. But at the same time, we're not really that powerful now. We're like a super inferior, weak version of Raven. Although it's still us with the same piloting skills, but we simply have limited options in this mech. So, Alright, so moving on against through this broken city that, by the way, looks amazing, right? It's Armored Core is really beautiful, and also seeing how warm the laptop gets while playing, it does also have quite some requirements here. Alright, and we're making it to our mission objective here. And what happens next is a very interesting thing, because we have Chetty Stick, who is the helping hand of Carla. Yeah, and he's gonna talk to us and tell us that Carla herself is on the way to pick us up and help us, because they have they have the information that we're there and that we're in need of assistance, and they're gonna provide it to us, which makes me feel a little bad, considering how I already know how the story continues later and what I will do later coming up in another video in regards to Carla and Chetty Stick. But yeah, for now, let's get to this rendezvous point where it's said that we're gonna meet her. And you see there's a bunch of MTs here, but it's relatively small ones. I can dispatch of them myself. It's not too problematic, and that's what I'm gonna do first. Here I disrupted the targeting system of that champ. He can't even shoot me right now. Very nice. Alright, cool. So moving on to that point, and that is an interesting thing. I thought now that's my friend, but then I realized, wait, it's basically an enemy attack helicopter dropping a lot of MTs on the ground. The first one I got destroyed immediately, but the second one dropped a lot of MTs. Wanted to drop the helicopter because he flew away. Son of a gun. Alright, so I guess we're gonna have a bit of a fight at our hands. V5 Pater is also telling people to eliminate us. We're no longer, we don't need to be captured alive, they say. It doesn't matter, just kill Raven, right? So, yeah, and here's a whole bunch of enemies coming, but there's also Cinder Carla coming. Very interesting, and she, of course, she calls us tourists, as usual. So, yeah. Let's see. Don't mind if I do. It's actually a funny line in this situation. So, we're with her together now in a duel. Basically in co-op, we're eliminating the rest of these MTs. And yeah, in case you were wondering, what happens after defeating the IBIS weapon, we get captured and we get rescued. And we kind of also rescue ourselves using a super extremely old mech. Yeah, cool. So, what an interesting story that unfolds here. And if you want to see more of such stories, ladies and gents, I'm always happy to provide them for you. Yeah, so let's get into the next sequence. Yo, and that was pretty much it. So yeah, ladies and gents, we're back in our AC now. We can use the money again that we earned and perhaps purchase some new parts. So let's stay tuned for what's coming next here on the channel with Armored Core 6. And thank you for watching. Manni signing off. Bye-bye.